What we have here is a theoretical net present value question where we don't actually have to do the numbers, but we have to know what would impact the net present value. So here's our situation. Winston Corporation is subject to a 30% effective income tax rate and uses the net present value method to evaluate capital budgeting proposals. Harry Ralston, the capital budget manager, desires to improve the appeal of a marginally attractive proposal. To accomplish his goal, which one of the following actions should be recommended to Ralston? So what he's trying to do is he's trying to make the net present value bigger. Make that project that just has a barely positive net present value into a more positive net present value, to make it so it's not marginally attractive but actually attractive. So he's trying to increase the net present value of the project. Before we look at the choices, how can we increase the net present value of our project? There's a number of things we can do. We can move our cash outflows to later in the project, or kind of the opposite, we can bring our cash inflows earlier in the project, okay, if we have that option. We can use a lower interest rate to make the calculations, a lower discount rate. We can simply have more inflows, increase the inflows no matter what time period within the project, or we can decrease the outflows. Okay, whether it's the first year or the last year, if we decrease the outflows, that's also going to increase our net present value. So what we're looking for is one of these choices that's really going to do one of those things that's going to cause the net present value to increase. So we start with choice A. Immediately pay the proposal's marketing program in its entirety rather than pay in 5 equal installments. Well, what we want to do is we want to push our outflows later in the project, and this is bringing them all to the front, bringing them all to right now. So that is certainly not going to increase the net present value. B, we can adjust the project's discount rate to reflect movement of the project from a low risk category to an average risk category. Well, the more risk in the project, the higher the discount rate that we need to use is going to be. So the higher the discount rate, the lower the net present value. I said we can lower the discount rate would help Ralston do what he's trying to do. What they're doing by moving it from the low risk to an average risk is they're raising the discount rate. They're increasing the discount rate. That's going to decrease the net present value. Choice C, decrease the project's estimated terminal salvage value. Well, that terminal salvage value is a cash inflow at the end. If we decrease it, we're decreasing our inflows. We want to decrease our outflows. We don't want to decrease our inflows. So choice C is wrong. So let's hope choice D is actually going to increase the net present value of this project. Choice D, postpone a fully deductible major overhaul from year 4 to year 5. We're taking that outflow, that major overhaul, that repair work that needs to be done, and we're moving it further away into the future from year 4 to year 5. And so that, if Ralston does that, will increase the net present value of the project. Whether it increases it by enough, we don't know, but of these 4 choices, that is what it is that would increase the net present value. This isn't a numerical question, there's no calculations here, but we need to understand how these different things impact the net present value and what it is that the company can do, in this case, to increase the net present value of a project that was maybe a positive value but not a big one, and so they're trying to make it a more attractive proposal. And of these 4 choices, it's choice D that is what would increase the net present value of this project.